changing people's mindsets. How do you go about it? And what's the, are there any secrets that you would share?
Good job.
We gotta laugh, we gotta cry, you know, one of those. Actually, I'm gonna just spend a minute on this answer, so you put your hands down, because there's something I really want to say importantly about this that I left out because I was worried about time. I'm generally very, very hopeful that we can turn things around, but there's one thing that does have me deeply, deeply worried, which is I'm worried that we're forgetting how to make change. And this is related about changing people's mindsets. I just want to share with you some thoughts that I've had. Now, if you see that story of Stuff, it lays out a pretty broad, pretty systemic critique of our current materials economy. There's a lot of problems there, right? I cannot tell you how often I go to give talks and somebody raises their hand and says, well, what should I buy differently then? What should I buy to solve this problem? Or people ask me, what can I do to solve this problem? What can I do to help? What can I do to change people's mindsets? What can I do? And so I like to push it back to them and see what people are thinking in different places. And so I push it back and ask, well, what can you think of doing? And what I hear over and over is, I can recycle, I can ride my bike, I can turn the water off when I brush my teeth, I can change my light bulb, I can carry my own bag to the store, I can buy organic, I can buy PVC free, all that stuff. Now, all of that stuff is excellent to do, and we should all do that stuff. But that does not fall in the category of making systemic collective change. That falls in the category of being a responsible adult. It's like adult hygiene and functioning. It's like you wash your hands after you use the toilet, you carry your own bag to the grocery store, you recycle. Like those are things that we're sort of beyond the point that we get extra credit for. Those are being the good, responsible adult. Those are not making change. And so I've come to see that we have two different parts of ourselves. We have like a consumer self, and we have a citizen self. And the consumer self is spoken to and validated and nurtured so much from day one. And anyone who has a child knows it is from day one. So that we are really good at being consumers. And that is the primary way that we are asked to engage in the world, is as a consumer. I mean, so much that in the media they use the word human being and consumer interchangeably, because that's our primary function in our society these days. And so at the same time that being a consumer part is really developed, and we're really good at that. I mean, you know, you could get on your little things right now and order any product in the world and get it delivered to your house tomorrow morning, I'm sure. So at the same time that our consumer self is so overdeveloped, our citizen muscle has atrophied, and we're forgetting how to make change. And that worries me, because then when we are faced with problems like the global climate crisis, this is the biggest crisis humanity has ever faced, or we're facing huge increases in income inequality. Where in the United States, the 400 richest people have as much wealth as the bottom 1.5 million. Like, these are enormous environmental and social and ethical issues, and the best we can think of is shopping differently or carrying our own bag to the store. So what I think is the most important thing for us to do is get out of our consumer self and step into our citizen self. Begin to exercise that atrophied muscle. So in a way, it doesn't even matter what we do. If it's food that turns you on, get together with neighbors and organize to get organic food in the public schools, or take over vacant lots to build gardens. If it's transportation that excites you, work for bike lanes and diverting subsidies from oil and gas and coal into public transit. I mean, there is an infinite number of ways to get involved. Really, it is like a buffet. There are so many things to try. But until we can start engaging with each other and with our broader society as citizens rather than just consumers, I just don't think we're going to be able to build the power to get things back on track. So that is my number one advice about how to change things, is re-engage as a citizen in our active democracy. Sorry that was so long, but I really feel strongly about that.